All right, all right, all right. Here we are, and the camera is somewhere else. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Code Hangout number... Is it 133? I guess it is 133. Welcome to Code Hangout number 133. Today we're gonna basically continue where we left off last time. We're gonna look at some interstitials. Interstitials is basically in a puzzle pack, or in this case an app, what happens between finishing one puzzle and playing the next. Because I looked at it, and the whole idea of showing up the, hey, you finished dialogue, and then just popping up a new dialogue, hey, here's the next puzzle, seems kind of silly. So I think what I'm going to go with is actually have a special screen that goes in between two puzzles, and it can both include post-puzzle stuff, you know, like your time, and maybe, you know, hats or dinos you earned, like trophies you achieved, etc., etc. And then it will sort out the transition to the new puzzle, either, you know, by clearing, you know, by having basically two states, by showing, hey, here are the rules for the new puzzle, or by splitting the screen somehow and having both on the same screen. We'll see. And it'll also have any options for anything else that the player might want to do, such as, do you want to go back to the menu, or do you want to see your trophies, or yada, yada, yada. And it ties in with the data we've added last time, the test data, in terms of kind of the text, in this case, between the puzzles, sort of the story continuation. The story so far, you know. And I had a post-text and pre-text, but it might change to just having a interstitial text. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It could also be that that these fillers are sort of kind of pre-filled with very basic things like single lines, but then have the option of being used for something special for some of the transitions between puzzles, not at all times, right? But that's kind of what I'm here for today. I'm gonna sort out kind of basically a demo for myself and kind of look at how I want to deal with it. So what I got to last time was basically we have the screen, and that should show on the screen for you as well. So that's kind of like just a stand-in, like, hey, it shows the post text, you know, something about time, something about blah, blah, blah. But now basically you press continue and then it goes into the next puzzle, right? And this is what we're going to replace with the sort of interstitial screen. And I'm thinking maybe we can even have like a thumbnail of the previous puzzle at the top and a thumbnail of the next puzzle at the bottom. So let's have a look where this would go. In fact, we probably want to actually have a page within our app for that. Let's see. So pages go here. And start.js is basically where we have... let's keep that there as a bit of a do list. Where we basically define the behavior of the pages. Kind of handlers and so on. Pages. Where are all the pages? Page puzzle. I have a feeling the indentation isn't quite right here. That's weird. So that's level 4. That's level 3. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Whatever the indentation algorithm here uses to determine the level of indentation isn't working well. Because by my counting, this would be level 1, level 2, level 3. So if I'm outside... okay. 1 is whole file then. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Alright, I guess that works. So, gotta remember that. We have to go to level 4 in this case. As usual, please let me know if the audio is off. And I still have a weird problem. It started a couple of weeks, like months ago now. That sometimes when I click one of the windows on my computer, it just pops out of its position and changes size. Or sometimes even if I just click on the desktop, sometimes it doesn't do it. I don't know what triggers it yet. It's some bad interaction between some Windows update and some tool I use for managing Windows, I guess. All right, so let us create a page for this. So we have, these are just our standard, you know, puzzle menu, group menu, splash, yada, yada. Let's do a const const page, puzzle interstitial, right? And let's see. I guess we'll use something like the splash page or something similar as a sort of placeholder quickly. So let's say interstitial, interstitial, okay. So we should be able to just save that as pages, interstitial.html. And then we'll use something like the splash or the trophy page as our template. Trophies, yeah, read that the other day. Boom, get rid of that. Page title, interstitial. So for now, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna bring up the page, and then we'll think about, okay, because one of the problems I have right now is if we do a hard change of the page, one of the problems is that it's kind of jarring. So do we want to change the page here? Because people might be used to having the puzzle in the background. So it would be great if one of these pages can operate on top of a puzzle, right? Kind of as a dialogue. Because right now and that's something I should have thought about is, so right now the app basically cleans out the previous page and then injects the new one. But I guess we could add like a flag and say keep previous page and then have it operate on top of the previous page, basically. Don't know if that's a good idea. We'll see. All right. So right now under page puzzle menu. Oh, page puzzle doesn't collapse correctly either. It's probably because of this. I need to find a better way of having inline HTML like this, templated HTML. Maybe that's the word. Maybe I need to actually include some sort of templating engine. So if I go back to level 4, page puzzle. Yeah, here we go. So we do have keep HTML here. Does that do what we want? Keep HTML, keep HTML. Keep HTML doesn't keep the page around. It just stores the HTML somewhere, if I recall. It stores it where? On the page itself, okay. But we could use that. We could potentially grab that in the new page and then just bring it back. We'll see, we'll see. So, page transitions are triggered right now via the URLs, I believe. So if I go here, let's clear this all out. Let's do this. Let's go here. So that's gonna have a hash at the end here. And the puzzle ID in the URL, okay. I wonder if I should just strip the puzzle ID after I'm done with it. We'll sort that out later. Okay, so group menu. So by changing the hash, we change the page. So let's have a look in here. I'm guessing that's also 4 on the indent level. So we have page spinner setup, data lifecycle handlers, attach start, page load, resolve hash, page from hash. Handle pop state. So handle pop state is basically what happens. Okay. So in theory, all we need to do is change the URL to whatever page interstitial, right? And this indentation. Okay. So wait. Okay, because yeah, this was all messed up. So I was putting it in the wrong place. Okay, so we need to add the page here. We have trophies. We have interstitial. And then here we want to have some handlers just to get notified when we're entering and exiting that. And we're gonna use the puzzle page as a template. So we'll want a on before load. And this is just now to notify us of what's happening. We'll just do this. right? And we'll do the same thing for a couple others. On after load, on before unload. Oop. Yeah. And then on handle show dialog, correct. So this is currently where we end up after we've finished the puzzle. And then continue does this. Okay, so basically this is what we're going to hijack for testing now. Console.warn puzzle correct continue square brackets to indicate pressing a button. And then we'll just do this basically, but we'll make it interstitial. And we'll basically, I guess we'll do this for now. So if I do this, right, and I go here, open the puzzle, finish it, and then I press continue. Let's clear this, press continue. Okay, we get to the interstitial page, as we wanted to. Excuse me. And now, we basically want to access all the information about the prior puzzle, and the next puzzle, and so on. Now, I wonder if it's jarring to get to this page, because like one of the things I've been thinking about is sort of to make the transitions less jarring. Geez. And of course you could do like silly things like crossfade, but I was thinking like pretending that all the screens of the app exist at the same time, and then we'll just slide it off to the left, and we'll slide the next page in on the right. And of course it means we need to have the 2 pages, the HTML for the 2 pages in there at the same time. But I'm sure we can handle that somehow. But again, this is something for cleaning things up and making things fancy down the line. All right, so we are now triggering on before load, on after load, on before unload for the prior one. And if I look at here, we should also have the arcs available, and the arc should tell us where we're coming from. Now, okay, it auto-loads this. Now let's see if we can get rid of the puzzle ID at the top. Find puzzle ID equals. So we have a window history replace. So let's do a little console.log page puzzle.after yada yada. Add puzzle ID to URL. Right? So we'll have that in there, and then we'll look into removing it as well. And that will be here. So we'll have page puzzle, and let's do that as well. Makes it easier. And we'll just remove from, and then we'll just output something like console.log. Let's see. We'll have this, right? And we can also do I mean, basically what, yeah, okay. Let URL equals, so we create a new URL based on the current location. Then we'll look at the URL params, URL param, search params, URL search params. So we'll do the query string, new URL search params, URL.search. That can be const. We can do this. We can do this. And then we can say, can we do toString here? Same for the URL. Let's just output that quickly. I want to see. I don't know what I want to see. All right, let's go back. And then we'll just go boom, boom, and continue. And I don't think I refreshed. No, here we go. So that's the URL. That's the query string. All right. So now if we say qs.remove puzzle ID, right? And then output it again. And then it reloads. All right, fair enough. And continue. qs.remove is not a function. All right. URL search params. There's no remove. There must be a remove. Is it del? Set sort get set delete. It's not remove, it's delete. Oh, well, you never know. You never know until you've tried it. Do that, continue, and query string puzzle data. What? What? Okay, but we should also be able to output this again now. I don't know if it's actually updating the URL in this case, because the query string object might not be connected to the original URL anymore. No. Okay. So we'll need to do URL.search equals that. And now, whoops. Nope. All right, continue. And this is the new URL. And we'll probably want to do that here. The thing is, the on before unload happens after the URL has already been changed. So the question is, should we do this earlier? Basically, when the puzzle has been loaded. So if we do this up here, can we do this right after the puzzle has been loaded, just to remove that part in the URL? Ah, wait, we don't want to do that just yet. So, bum. And then we'll just do that. How? Search puzzle. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We want to do URL href. And then it's gone, but we've loaded the puzzle. So that should be fine, right? And do we need to create a new URL object? Probably not. So we can say let const URL equals like that. And let's call it page URL to be a little explicit here. Then we'll put that in here. And then here we'll do or what if we do this like that, like that. I'm just thinking because this is not robust against, you know, in the future I might have other query strings in here while this would be. So then we can just say qs.set puzzle ID to this, like that, right? And then we'll just do this and page URL.search equals qs.toString. And then that's that. Right. And then down here, we'll just have to do this. All right. And then we'll prefix this with page QS as well. I think down the line, I'll probably want to do a little helper function to encapsulate that. But for now, that should work. And then we're here. And let's output that just as a quick double check. So we have that over here, and we'll have it over here. Ooh, okay. QS is not defined. I renamed it. Where are you still expecting QS? Here. All right. URL is not defined. Where are you still expecting URL? Here. Of course. Everywhere. Probably should have kept it simple. All right. That seems to work. Okie dokie. All right, and we'll do that here. Like that. All right, starting to get hot. Time to switch off the heating. It was just a little frosty before. Well, no, now it is. All right, then we can get rid of these extra spaces and extra logging. And the indenting hopefully should let us know what's going on here later. So, 7, continue. And now, we don't have the URL. Nice. Hey Shelby, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So, and we have the argument. So, it gives us... So, we should only ever enter the interstitial from a puzzle. So we can do two things. We can pass in the existing puzzle and not the next. And then the interstitial figures out where the next puzzle is. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So prior, we were figuring out what the next puzzle is in the dialogue somewhere here. And where did we get it from? We calculated next puzzle up here. And we didn't use it anywhere except there. So let's put it there for a sec. And then what else did we have? Puzzle info, post text. Yeah, so that's our current puzzle. So we don't really need next puzzle at this point. And group ID is this, and next puzzle and puzzle ID is that, right? So we can just do this, and that should now give us the actual puzzle we were on, right? So finish the puzzle, continue, and it tells us puzzle, yada yada yada, right? And then we'll go back to this. So we're in the interstitial, and we're hitting before load first. Do we care about before load here? Don't know. We probably don't. So let's do an after load. This gets us that, but the argument also gets us these. Do we have an argument parsing thing in any of these? Probably in the menus, right? Get group. Group ID arg. Are we doing any kind of parsing with the arg anywhere else? Arg? Nope. Arg split. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So if we do this, and in theory we should be able to do it from there as well, but this will make this URL basically stand on its own 2 feet. And now we'll just output this info. So we'll have group or group ID, and then we'll have puzzle ID. And might as well output group and puzzle as well while we're here. And then I'm guessing we'll use the same code that we just had here and that I probably deleted to figure out the next puzzle. Did I delete it? I had it, I carried it with me, I pasted it, and then later on I deleted what I just pasted, I believe. Nope, here it is. Okay, good. Didn't have to look that up. So we'll have that, and we'll have next puzzle. All right. Boom. Next puzzle. And I don't know if next puzzle is the actual puzzle object or if... yes. And it works. We can completely refresh the page. We don't need any current state. We have all this info here. Yeah, and it gives us the full... I got... Clicking. Yeah, did I lose wire inside my microphone somewhere? It's worrying me a little. Yeah, I gotta get back in the swing of things. Problem is, I got so much work that I only get real work done, quote unquote, when I'm streaming. Because other than that, I'm just chasing people's requests, which has been a bit, man, too much. I always joke around that I have 100,000 items on to-do list, and I think I'm going to start actually writing them down, so I can actually point at it and say, this is 100,000 items. You know, here's 100 categories with 1,000 items each, or 1,000 categories with 100 items each, potentially. Maybe that's more realistic. There's so many different things, man. Anyway, all right. So we have the previous. Now, thumbnails. Am I using thumbnails? Yes. No. Maybe. Let's see. Puzzle groups. No, not JSON. Puzzle menu. So in the puzzle menu, puzzle menu, puzzle menu. Currently, it doesn't do the thumbnails. But I had the thumbnails in for testing, then I replaced them with this. Decided not to actually run the thumbnailing stuff. Because we have new code now that's much better than what is used in the old app. Because it's part of the site now, right? So creating thumbnails is a lot simpler. If I recall how. Endless puzzle feature uses thumbnails for sure. And I think that might be the most recent. Either that or the screenshot tool. Endless. Here we go. Thumb. Okay. Loading thumb. Wait for thumb. This feels like it's doing its own thing here. All right, let's look at screenshots. Feature screenshots. What do I call it? Screenshot. Here we go. Image clipboard, image download, update screenshot. So it's still doing this shenanigan here. Huh. I don't like this. Does this mean I'm gonna have to do some work? I don't like doing work. Doing work is ineffective, it's inefficient. All right, let's see. Other thing is, do we have the puzzle engine even available? That's kind of part of why we have keep HTML, right? So I guess this is a good time to look into that. So at this point, framework.app should exist. So if I do framework.app, right? Framework is not defined. What do you mean framework is not defined? Ooh, it is not defined here because the keep HTML thingamajig is not. Wait a second. So if I go here, I go here, I go here, I go here. Now this is where screenshots need to be available, but framework isn't defined yet. If I go here, now framework should be defined. Now the question is, can I at this stage create screenshots? Let's find out. And to create a screenshot, we need to do puzzle to SVG, I think is the first step, right? Width, height, trim. So if I do this over here, something like that, and then I'll do width 512, height 512, trim true, and then I'll do this. Now the problem is it won't work unless I go first to the puzzle and then go back to the interstitial. All right, we'll get something here. Let's take that a little further. I think this is enough. Hey guys. All right, one sec. Toby's here. Give me a sec. All right, Toby's here, but the stream must go on. All right, so we have the SVG. What's the next step? We'll need the image URI. So we'll do this. Why is the image URI predefined here? Oh yeah, okay, because we have this. I think the SVG here will work fine. And let's just quickly dump it into the HTML. Go here. We'll just do div id equals from puzzle. Do it like this, and then we'll can something, right? We'll do document query select. So this is, I'm going to do a super quick proof of concept of just pulling all the data that I want to have into the page, and then we'll think about how we're going to present it. We could go the other way around. We could just mock it up, and maybe that's better. Maybe that's faster. Because I always do it like this, because like I do tech, and then I'll push the stuff I'm not good at to the very end. But maybe it's better to do it the other way round. Well, let's just stick it in here for now. See what happens. Just to get warmed up, let's say. That's my excuse. So we'll have that image URI, and I think that's all we need. Like if I put that in here like that, that should be it. Hey, TTV star, oh, that's a lot of T's. TTV T star, 17. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. All right, so obviously we got to go back here, and that's something we probably need to figure out if I'm gonna do this. Can read property of null. Insert adjacent HTML query selector from puzzle. So on after load, this doesn't seem to exist yet. That's disturbing. What if I do document.body body.inner HTML? What if I just do that, let's say? So we go back here, and this is going to get tiring really fast, so I'm going to have to fix that. Page title, interstitial, app loader, loader. So at this point, it's still on the loader. And then we end up here. Did I not save this? If I do this. Ah, okay. So I just didn't save the HTML. All right. I'm trying to think, how can I make it, force it to preload the puzzle engine? Ugh. Well, we'll think about that in a sec. Let's do this first. All right, we'll do that. Go back one more time and continue. Boom, interstitial. Get a black image. Now that is a problem. That probably means that the engine currently cannot render because it isn't attached to the DOM. All right, so at this point, we looked it up earlier, right? At this point, so we have keep HTML on. Keep HTML, why can't we search for that? And it'll attach it to the page. So if I do SPSE app, and SPSE app itself is in a closure, which is dumb. So we'll just say window dot SPSE app equals SPSE app. No, we'll do that. We'll go back again. It's gonna get tired. It's gonna get old real fast. If I do SPSE app dot page, SPSE app. SPSE app is not defined. How is that not defined? Wait, SPSE app. What the hell? So if I do this here, and then I'll do this here. We don't have any frames or anything like that going on here, right? SPSE. Is it because of capitalization? No, that's the instance. All right. So now if I go here, do this, and I continue. Okay. Pages. All right. Dot. So on these pages, some of them will have the HTML elements. So if we go on a puzzle, it will have keep HTML EL, and that'll be on a div here. So then the question becomes, how do I load the engine in if it doesn't exist yet? So our page HTML thing here knows how to load the engine in, but it tries to visualize it and render in a puzzle. So it has the dependency resources here. So the question is, can I easily say execute this without running any of these and without actually loading it up, just by sticking it into the thing? So at this point, the element is probably not part of the page. App element, yada yada. So if I go at sphe.app, get at appl, so that'll be the app. So let's just do that here. Let's just attach the okay, so one sec. We got to do that before all of this. So we'll do spse app dot pages pages dot puzzle dot keep HTML L. So let puzzle L equals that, right? And then we should be able to just app L do that. Let app L equals that. That's the app L. And then we should be able to just do app L dot append child puzzle L. And then if we do the rest, it should work. Right? So if I do this, continue, it does work. Okay, so at least that works. So then the question becomes, can we load this up when it's not there yet, when we're in need, like, basically, like, I know I can do it obviously manually, right? But the question is, can I do it as part of the system? So basically, can I say, hey, we have a dependency on another page. So before you load this page, load the other page first. Okay, so what happens when we're loading a page? So we're executing page load here. And during page load, we're executing all these events, right? Because the question is, we don't want to execute the events, do we? We might have to, because the page might depend on them, right? So we can't really run this while any of the other events are still running. So if there's a prerequisite, we kind of need to load that first. All right, so resources. Resources. So load resources. So this does the prior page. Else if page HTML. Page HTML. Load resource. Keep HTML. If page and it's not equals. App element. Page load. So page load happens from where? Page unload, page load, hide load. So it needs to basically happen at the beginning of page load. So page unload is here. Why don't we move that above page load? Like that. And at the end of page unload, keep element yada yada is set. And if keep element, so here we're basically checking if this page already has been loaded. Okay, fair enough. And then require resources happens on before load. Yeah, so that's kind of the problem, because I thought maybe I can just put the page dependencies in here, but the page dependencies have to happen before the resource requirements kick in. And I didn't realize page yeah, so that's the on before load. It's in case we need to do any kind of setup that the resources depend on. Okay. All right. So on before load, we won't need very often. So I think I'm just going to remove that for now to reduce the noise. And I think in here, there's no need to do that either. In fact, we can have the handlers in, but just don't emit anything to the logs. And then instead of just resources, we'll have something called page dependencies. And here we'll just have, and we know page puzzle is going to be added as puzzle. So we're just going to do this for now. We'll figure identifying things out another way. And this needs to happen before on before load happens. The problem is this can happen even before then. Load resource page.html. Okay, that's fine though. No. Wait. Okay, so the HTML gets kicked off here. So it basically needs to happen here. Warn handle page dependencies. So this I'm gonna take from warn down to info, and then this we're gonna do something like page.page dependencies. And then we get it where? Handle dependencies puzzle. Okay. Excuse me. Now, if the page already is loaded, we're good, right? If it isn't, we're not. So let's do that then. Page dependency. Can we have more than one page dependency? I guess we must support that, right? So for that page. Oh, that we'll do that, and this dot pages that. So in this case, does that give us something? Yeah. What it doesn't tell us if the page is already loaded. Okay. How do we check for that? I think it checks via this. So the problem is if keep HTML, so we kind of have to assume keep HTML exists already. I'm wondering if I'm making it too complicated. Sort of instead of automating it, what if we just have a function that says load page that I can execute? The problem is because we need to execute before all of this stuff, I guess. Yeah, that's the real problem, right? Because it needs to execute before the page kicks in. All right. So what happens if this goes here? Because it's part of page load, but at this point we haven't done anything yet. Should we do it before current page even kicks in? Probably, right? And in fact, it kind of should happen before we even go here. So it should happen between page load and page unload. And it shouldn't be happening inside. I was going to say it shouldn't happen besides inside page load. But then what if we have nested dependencies, right? So I guess it kind of has to. But it should happen basically before anything else happens. So, and then obviously circular. All right, we worry about circular dependencies another time. Can I just execute page load at this point? Guess so. The problem is something like the puzzle page won't load correctly if it doesn't have the right arguments, right? So maybe the dependency should be in terms of actual hash URLs, right? So we can pass in more info. So right now, from a puzzle menu, if we look at puzzle menu, the links are this. I'm just starting to think, because in theory, we don't need to load a specific puzzle. So what if, okay, one sec. What if I have a string, show page, name args. So we have show page, does get page, page args, show loader, page unload. So if we do as dependencies, we'll basically do something like puzzle dash group 1 dash puzzle 1 just as an example, right? So then under dependencies, we'll do the resolve hash thing. And resolve hash, we basically want to do this, hash equals that. And then we want to make this hash. And this doesn't have any local dependency, so it can really just be arrow function. Right? And we'll probably want to do the same thing here. Hash. Like that. Hash. And like that. So then we want to resolve hash. Let's do this for a sec. And we'll do this dot resolve hash dep page. Right. So what do we get? Dep page puzzle. So it didn't pick up on me saving this. So we'll get this. Okay. And then resolve hash is that page puzzle group 1 puzzle 1. 1 second. If I do this, we have page load interstitial. Page load. So handle pop state doesn't actually do that. Show page. Show page interstitial args. And the show page was called from here. So it's taking output of resolve hash. RE hash page hash.match resolve hash. So why does resolve hash not? Oh, because of the leading hash symbol, right? So we'll make that optional. And now, yes, we have the name, we have the page and the arguments, right? So let name args equal that, right? So that gets us these two. And now we don't want to run show page in this case. Page load page. But we need to set the arguments up. Okay. So what we want to do is let page args equals this to page args. Or we'll do this. Right? Nope. This. And then this dot page args equals page args. And then here we'll do this dot page args equals args. And then here we'll basically do this. Recursiveness could be a problem. I think we want to push this into a function. Page load dependency. So it's going to be similar to this, but with a bit of a wrapperoonie here. Page load dependency. Page args. Page args. So the page has already been resolved at this point. So, God, this crackling in my microphone is bugging me so much. It's not the headphones, is it? And it goes away, so I don't know if it's in the wire or not either, to be honest. All right, let's do page depth. Let's just do this, and then we'll do all that finagling in here. That's kind of what this function is for, right? Like that, like that. So then we'll do just this dot yada yada, and then it, you know, we can do all the logging and so on in here as well, and it'll be a lot cleaner. So we have load dependency, right? So page depth dependency. We'll do this. So we have name and args. Name and args. Then we'll basically do the same thing like this. We'll do this. We'll have log page. Then we want to save the current args, which we're doing here. Then we're setting them to these. And then we'll want to do a page load on page. And we'll... I'm so tempted to put a flag in here right now to not recursively load dependencies, just to protect myself from doing something silly. But... yeah. True. Skip depths. If not skip depths, do this. Don't need that anymore. And we can do that. Yeah. All right, so where do we end up here? So we're starting with show page, interstitial, page load, load page dependency, page load puzzle. Then we're going all the way down here, on off the load, yada, 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 yada. And now, identify data shadow like, these look like the things from page, from page interstitial after load. Oh yeah, here we go. Page interstitial after load. And now, it just did it. It just worked. So it loaded a thing. It loaded a puzzle, which we don't care about, but we should have a puzzle that we can load that's fast, like a single cell, you know, blank puzzle basically. And we have to make sure that the handlers here don't do anything else, like pop-up dialogue or anything like that. And in fact, don't they? Huh. Anyway, it seems to be working. Point is, we get down to here. App element, right? We have a puzzle element, which is undefined. Okay. Let's explore further. Because we're not unloading this page then. Okay, so we need to unload this page right afterwards. So we'll do page load, and then we'll do an await page unload, right? That's kind of the trick. We'll do an await page unload. Okay. Except the page unload currently probably handles things related to the spinner. One sec. So what handles current page and all this? Because we're skipping the show loader, high loader, right? So high loader should never really execute. No, it executes once we load the interstitial, and this is interstitial stuff. So wait. What happened there? In effect, oh, this wasn't saved, right? Okay. So we have the dialogue. Gosh. But we are on the interstitial. That's curious. All right. So we'd obviously have to do something. Well, I say obviously have to do something regarding the dialogues. Is the group needed? Or will it break if I don't have a group? If we go to show after load, group ID, I mean, it'll try to load it. Because what we could do is, we have puzzles here, but we also have groups. So what we could do is, we could have a group 0, internal, right? Puzzle 0, like that. All right, and then under puzzles, we'll have a puzzle 0. 0. Don't know if these are needed. If I make this an SCF with nothing in it, it'll work. We'll see. Might break. If I do this, right, and then make the dependency of this page group 0 puzzle 0, what does that look like? Double quoted property name. Oh, because these are proper JSON, so we can't have trailing commas and all that stuff. Okay, so that doesn't pop up a dialogue. That's kind of nice. That's a step in the right direction, right? So at this point, does this exist, or are we too quick? Properties null, reading style, add feature fog. So the unload happens way too fast. The unload on before unload, page puzzle on before unload. So add feature hasn't even executed yet, and we're already unloading. The thing is, this is, maybe I'm not awaiting the event handlers, because we are definitely awaiting the page load, the page unload in here. But it might be that the event handlers aren't being awaited, and they should definitely be asynchronous, right? Okay, so let's see. Yeah, you see, page unload gets executed right away. No, wait, that's okay. Wait, okay. So page unload is here, and then page unload, we want to kind of output which page is being unloaded. Like that. So if I do this, right? So if page load, on after load, starting update, page unload, current page equals dot name. Page dot name, right? Page dot name. No. Page. Every properties of undefined. Page unload. Wait a second. Page unload. Current page is undefined. Oh, so yeah. Okay, we'll just do it after that. Okay. Warn. Where is it happening? Page unload here, and then on before unload. And then the error for this happens all the way down here. Add feature. It's running after the whole app thing. So unfortunately, we don't know this hasn't run yet. Although, aren't we waiting We're waiting for the app. Wait for puzzle loaded. Console.warn. If I say after this here, and gosh, and I'll say after this here. What does that look like? After framework with app. So at this point, our features haven't been loaded yet. Even though page, because this one should wait for the page load event to fire. So the page, the puzzle has loaded. But something like feature fog add feature hasn't loaded yet. Why is it so late? I'm gonna need some timing information here. Where do I get that? From this thing here. Show. Where are the timestamps? Show timestamps. Is it like, is all of this happening? Is it loading the puzzle and everything within a few milliseconds? And without any asynchronous hops in there? Because we have a dialogue start. We find the dialogue. Why is this so slow? All right, so feature fog. Engine feature fog. Line 263. 263. So this one fails, fair enough. Now this gets called from add feature 262. 262, 263. Oh, yeah, touchdown. All right, 262, 273. So this happens after all of the other stuff. This looks old-fashioned. Did I fix this already? Or is this just, looks like a bit of legacy code, if I'm honest. Let's close some of these and take up so much space. Oh, it is legacy. Would that fix it, though? I don't know. Create. Create does what, really? It does with app, huh? Let's just see if that fixes it. Because if that fixes it, I'll just update it, right? So if I do this, and then I'll just do this. I mean, I think with app is basically equivalent. That just doesn't work at all. Create feature new C. How's that different? Feature fog, add feature. What? What the hell? Where's all this stuff coming from suddenly? Page undefined not found, returning default. Undefined arcs. Okay, wait a second. I think we're doing something wrong here. Show page undefined. Show page undefined. But isn't that what always happens? What did I break? What did I break? Ugh, I don't want this. All right, this couldn't have broken that, could it? No. Returning default splash. Promise page dependencies is not iterable. Okay, fair enough. All right, so page dependencies. Not skip depths and page dependencies. And page dependencies. Page or, not or, and. Come on. Wakey wakey. All right. Start. We don't want that. Boop, 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 boop. Puzzle groups. Group hidden. True. So then here, page group menu. After load, group puzzle data groups. Dot fill. Got a map. Dot filter. Hidden. Not hidden. Right. There's group 1. Toby. Boom. Continue. Interstitial. Now if I go straight to interstitial, we still have that error here. And if I change it, will it completely break again? Yes. It completely breaks. Why? If I don't have that at all, it works. So executing with app here completely breaks. Feature screenshot.create. Feature screenshot add feature. With app. So we're executing create. And then create does basically the identical thing. This is bizarre. So this is basically, I've changed the API a while back for the features. And the fog feature just has been updated basically. So if I put an API here and just replicate some of this, right? The thing is, it's not running init and all this other stuff. And maybe that's why it's missing all the other bits. Thing is, if I update it now, I mean, it's maybe I should just update it. All right. But then if I'm gonna update it, I'll update it on here, basically. Right. So I'll just do it here quickly. It should be I've done it like a million times now, these updates, because slowly I'm sort of upgrading all these features. So we'll just grab this one here. I'll do it in a separate window. We'll grab what's it called? Screenshot is relatively recent, and it's an S, LM and OP are, and I was selecting it, that's why I didn't see it. Okay, so we'll do this, put that there, full screen. No, I can't full screen this. You guys will not see that. And then basically, we have to change the level of the whole thing, because this brings it all a level up. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. Do this, and make sure we're in the right mindset for this, right? Then we'll select it. Nope, we select everything. Go down one level. All right. Let us also do this. And now we're basically where we're here, over here. And I think we might have to add... nope, that's fine. Feature fog, yada yada. So then we need the API group here. And we'll put that... we'll just put it here for now. Okay. So that's that. Now add feature and remove feature now need to be renamed down here. And instead, so this one we'll have to figure out. But the touch element, like remove feature isn't really a thing. I don't think that's ever used. And I think this was actually a bad one to pick. Let's pick background image. I mean, that's an old one, but I updated it. So maybe what happens is clearer here. What's the one that I did most recently? F-bus gifting. Gifting was a recent update, and it's a fairly simple one. Maybe we'll do this one. Because we'll basically have something like that to replicate what's happening here. So we'll just do that in here. Like that. This stuff will comment out for a sec. And now I'm realizing I probably should have used a fog puzzle to test it. Oh yeah, and then we'll need to actually load it at the bottom. So feature fog.create. And if I go here, so that isn't quite working now. Why? Oh wait, it's only top level bodies, yada yada yada. So do these need to be async? No. Feature fog. Wait. I know what you're talking about. Wait, it's only one top level modules, line 305. Oh, okay. All right. Do we have... Let's have a look for a Sandra and Nala puzzle, because I've been told they often have fog in them. So Skojo should be a fog puzzle. No. I don't know why I clicked on Skojo when I just said I wanted a Sandra and Nala one. Is Sandra not in the top list of setters today? There we go, Sandra and Nala. So I'm guessing that's the Sandra and Nala puzzle. Now I'm realizing this might be one of the Fog Advent puzzles. I don't know. Looking for a friend. That looks like an older one. Alright, fair enough. Go local. Go away. That should be good enough for testing. And I solved already, so... Spoiler alert. Alright, it looks like fog is all working. Restart. 1, 2, 4. Alright, fog works. Make sure we're actually looking at the updated code. Come on. Jesus, Git takes so long to update. Do it. Do it. There we go. Alright. So, remove features up here. It doesn't do the detach element. Let us have a quick look at detach element. If type of detach element. Where would that be executed? Remove feature. Let's get thing. Oh, okay. All right. So I guess we can just add that in here. It's a flexible API for now. So that gets rid of that. This is now here. And then, whoops, and then everything else should work exactly as before. And we didn't really change much. I mean, the change list will be a mess because we changed the indenting. But other than that, everything else should work correctly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to commit this as it is. I can do that later. But I can go here and I can just bring that file over into our app project, which is somewhere here. So it's going to be a little bit of a messy partial update. No, not book. Ay. So it should be here, fog. Then we go in here. Not in here. Engine. All right, now we bring it over. Yes. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And go back here. Reload, yes. All right, and now hopefully we still have the error. Okay, but at least now we know it's operating the way it should. I'm guessing that means our chain of of promises here. This gets added later to the chain, and we're exiting out of the chain wherever we are waiting for the puzzle to be loaded. So so we have await after framework with app, await. So we're hitting here. So if I do it again, I'm just trying to think, when did the other element in this chain get set? Because the problem we are having is we're hitting the dialogues, right? And then we're unloading the page already. And this thing hasn't executed yet. So I'm trying to think, yeah, we can let ourselves know when it's being created, right? So featureFog.create happens here. So we can do console.error featureFog.create, because I'm guessing that happens during dependency loading, right? So we have page load, and then here we'll go after this. What if I say before here? Because if it happens after this, where's the before? On after load. Wait. After framework with app. Now if I say, okay, wait, just a before. Oh geez. Before loading puzzle. After. Now the weird thing is, here, wait for puzzle loaded. What's CC puzzle? 1 second. So if framework app exists, just load the puzzle. If it doesn't exist, wait for the puzzle to be loaded. Okay. So the difference is when it's loading the first time, it'll auto load the puzzle. For subsequent puzzles, we're hitting this. All right. So it probably depends. One of those takes longer than the other one, I'm guessing. So we'll have before loading puzzle. Yeah, you see, so this gets, oh, okay, so this gets hit first. But then shouldn't the promise chain get there first before any of this stuff? Except this doesn't really hit the promise chain, does it? If I do console.warn load puzzle into, let's just do this, right? We'll do this and we'll do this. And I'm guessing here we're not actually hitting the with app chain. Right now what I'm thinking is if I execute this asynchronously or synchronously and then always execute this, would that always work? Wait for puzzle load. So which one are we hitting? We're hitting wait for puzzle loaded. So featureFog.create. Then this happens all the way down there. All right, when does add feature happen? When does add feature happen? So we have add feature here. So add feature happens before, but then there is another async step. Oh, because this is not, we're not awaiting this. Ooh. So we want to do this. Because it was running this in the background. And add feature wasn't returning asynchronously. Is there a problem with that? Wait for puzzle load. I'm wondering if this will cause a deadlock of some kind. So we'll have init here. And these don't need to be errors. And then we can do this. Can we do a done here? Done. Done. Can we do a done here? Done. And then we get a completely different experience. This is killing me. Ah, shoot. I don't think we want to wait for that. I'm almost thinking that, like, the attached style sheet, we don't want to really wait for that. But we also need feature style sheet to be synced, otherwise the other stuff doesn't really work. This is ugly. So the problem is we're kind of we're basically splitting the, like, we don't have like a serial async chain. We're splitting it off parallelly, which means now we cannot wait for it to finish. So what if I did this here differently? Right. So what if I did it like this? We'll did this, attach style sheet dot then sheet, and then we'll just do this equals sheet. Like if I did this here instead, then this wouldn't wait for that, right? At least that's the idea. But we would wait for these guys. So done handled in add feature, add setting. So add setting, puzzle events added after init. And then we're getting all the way down here. But why don't we exit out of this? What does it get stuck waiting for? Because we get to done add feature, right? And the whole with app should be sorted so it can continue. Before loading puzzle, wait for puzzle loaded. So we have before, wait for puzzle, after loading puzzle. So wait for puzzle loaded is now stalling up here. Handle loaded. Puzzle unloaded. Handle loaded. So puzzle unloaded, maybe this is now being added too late. Because... So wait for puzzle loaded needs to be added earlier. So wait for puzzle loaded happens here. Before loading puzzle, on after load. Wait for puzzle loaded. Yeah, so basically too much time passed. No, that's not it. Because at this point, framework.app doesn't even exist yet, right? So if I do this up here, man, I have a problem here, and I don't know if it's fixable. Type of framework.app undefined. So at this point, we're still waiting for stuff to load. The problem is if I just execute with app and just wait for app to become available, I think the puzzle will already be loaded by then. But let's confirm when puzzle loaded actually gets run. So if we go into engine script and we'll do loaded, right? So we'll do console.warn trigger loaded like that. Where does trigger loaded happen? Here. But why wouldn't that fire the event handler? So, console warn puzzle.on loaded. So console.on, sorry, console.on, no, puzzle on trigger loaded, puzzle on loaded, puzzle on loaded. Where is that? What the heck? Wait for loaded. Before loading, wait for puzzle loaded. I think I need to make that more explicit. Yeah. So we're executing it here. But it's part of with app. Oh, wait a second. So, and then puzzle unloaded happens after triggering. Yeah, because, okay, so we're waiting for the app. So by the time we get here, the puzzle is already loaded. Shit. Because we're waiting for all the other features to run. Yeah, so this won't allow us to get into the chain early. And the whole chain is a bit unreliable anyways. Like, what I really need is not just an event when the puzzle is loaded. We need a way of knowing when the puzzle has been loaded, right? I guess we don't actually need to do all of this here. Right, we can say something like, if I just do log puzzle and kind of wait for puzzle loaded should be really a framework function. Puzzle, because if puzzle exists, we're like if the puzzle is already loaded, we're kind of good to go, right? So if we do this, if we look at current puzzle, wait for puzzle loaded, and then all of this stuff happens, which is now terribly out of order. Puzzle unloaded. Current puzzle is a thing, right? Now the question is, why does it still take so long when I've already made loading the style sheet parallel here? So somewhere here is done, whatever, right? So this delay from here to here for those 150 milliseconds is what's causing all this mess down here. Basically, everything else gets delayed when frame init has already been called. So all the other files are getting loaded too late. And I'm curious what it actually does in here. It's the handle inits, right? Or the handles here. Console.warn feature fork init. Boop. Handle. Prop. What handles is it running that are so slow? Ah, because fog does some nasty stuff that might be slow, actually. What the heck did this do now? Handle init, right. And handle init doesn't actually... it does this. Oh, wait, what the hell am I doing? That's wrong. We're already sorting that out up here. Don't really need that. Remove property opacity. Is that a thing that should always happen? I'm worried now that I've actually jumped the gun a little here because handle init. We renamed it from add feature, right? So this used to be add feature or whatever. Yeah, add feature. And then inside add feature, we did this. with the understanding that add feature happened later, I guess. So was it really a problem because we were trying to attach the style sheet twice? Is that the problem? Does it fix it if I don't do that? It seems like it. If I don't do that, all the rest suddenly seems to fall in line. And if I remove all this gibberish here, and before I do that here and then get myself into more of a mess, let's go back to here. So we don't want this. But we're doing a bunch of other things. All right, let's roll with this right now, and then I'll worry about backporting this stuff later. Because after all, this, you know, this change is not really what we're here for. Boom. Rid of this. Rid of that. And don't think we have a lot of extraneous stuff in here. Don't need that now. And we can probably get rid of the timing data as well, which is just super spammy. And now we got to clean out all of this mess, which I put in mostly up here. I don't think we don't seem to need that now. Oh yeah, and all of this. So that seems to work now. Good here, good there. Okay, so to summarize where we're at now, we are going straight to the interstitial page. We're reporting a dependency on the puzzle page. We're loading in the puzzle page. We're waiting for the puzzle page to get loaded. We're unloading the puzzle page. And we end up in the interstitial page. But now we know that the puzzle page, we can rely on the puzzle page existing, right? So we have puzzle EL is a thing. And then we can get the app EL. That's also a thing. And we can just append the puzzle EL to the app. If we are, it's a keep element. How does it keep HTML element? How does it transfer things to and fro? So if that exists, we are appending the child nodes only. So what we really want here, right? Actually, yeah, we want to make that part of the page. So we'll do ID puzzle engine. And we'll just do style visibility hidden. Right? And then we'll do that. Document.query selector puzzle engine. And then let const engine L equals this. You can just do that here. Right? App.query selector. So we have an engine element, and we should be able to do engine L dot puzzle L dot child nodes, and not this. And that should get us the engine in there, except it's not invisible as I was hoping. So this should be under puzzle engine. Visibility hidden is, what's wrong with that? Unknown visible. No. Back, no, not back. Visibility. Visibility, did I just, no. Hidden. Did I just misspell visibility? Is that where we're at? Yep, that's where we're at. All right. So Now we've pulled in the keep HTML part into our invisible div, and now we're ready to create thumbnails. And that should just work, because this is basically the same situation we had in the other app. Right. If I do this, for example, right? And then at the end of all of this, yeah, all right. So we'll do this. We'll probably want have a little bit of a helper, and like attach engine, something like that. And then we'll just do this, yada, yada, yada. We'll just do this. We'll do this. Actually, I think we don't need that at all. We'll just do document, yada. So that's our engine element. And then we'll just do this. And the puzzle element is actually this. Boom. And then we'll do detach engine. And here we basically do whatever puzzle unload does. Page load, page unload. Page load dependency should be here. Keep HTML append app element Java. Yeah. So then we'll just do dot append. This dot child. Boom. Right. So here we'll just do this. Are these bound? Don't know. No. I do this. That works. And then at the end, we can just do detach engine. Boom. And then the attach detach engine, we can just wrap that into a make thumbnail. Deattach, no. Detach. Is detach one T or two T's? But attach is two T's. Weird. Pretty sure attach is two T's, yeah. Okay. Hey. Why is this blue selected as if I pressed a button? Okay. Now we can skip outputting all of that. All right. App element, attach engine, detach. So we can basically wrap all of this into a create thumbnail thing, right? And the thumbnail, especially if we're only doing one or two, we'll leave it like this because I was thinking, oh, we could basically attach and detach the engine for each thumbnail, and then we could wrap that all up into the app code. But we're okay. We're okay. This will do. This will do. So we don't want all of these. We don't need that. We'll think about that in a second. Okay, so this is creating a thumbnail of the current puzzle, right? And we want a thumbnail of the next puzzle. So to get the thumbnail of the next puzzle, we need to load a different puzzle. And that is a async process that should look something like this. Something like this. And of course, where we're going to put it, we need a to puzzle then. We have a from puzzle, and we'll have a what's called previous and next. So again, you know, right now I'm just prototyping to make sure we can access all the data we need for such a screen. So after we've done this, we don't even need that, right? So ref plus thumb Let's just do this. Just so we don't have naming conflicts here. Don't need that even here. Then we can do this. Before we do this, we need to figure out. We need to figure out what the next puzzle is. So we have the next puzzle here, and the puzzle data, we're just grabbing it straight out of there. All right. So we can just do the same thing here. We can next puzzle dot puzzle data, like that, and then here we basically just stick that in there. I guess that's all we need to do. Like if we do this, and then can we just do that? Is that it? So if this is the next thumbnail, and then here we'll go next puzzle. Yeah, apparently. Okay. 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 So, although this thumbnail looks funny, are we looking at the right things here? If I look at this puzzle, right? Finish it, and then I press continue. This is not the right thumbnail. So, before doing this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is that? I don't know actually. I have to bring in better sample data now. So let's see. Let me see if anybody from the app team is listening in. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see. We need to figure out which puzzle is currently loaded in the engine. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I get it. It would work if we're coming in from the puzzle, but if we're not coming in on the puzzle, we don't know what puzzle is loaded, right? So we need to actually load the puzzle. So this is just puzzle data. Nope. So let's do this. 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and 4 here. Okay, and if we look at the puzzle data, so that's 12, whatever. And that's the ID that's probably in here. Now, these digits are not right. So, it's pretending to load the right data, but it obviously is not. What if I just sleep? It could be that, the replay is still loading. I don't know. Let's do something here quickly. Let's not load the second thumbnail. That's not helpful right now. And let's also not unload the engine either. So we can inspect the engine basically. So now we can go framework work.app.current puzzle. So for example, okay, it's puzzle Toby. If I do puzzle dot to P81 to P81. As far as this is concerned, it's filled in right now. Maybe it wasn't filled in at this point. Puzzle to P81. So P81 is basically my algorithm for, it just takes all the digits in the puzzle and puts them in an 81 character string. And that should tell us if at this point the state of the puzzle has been loaded correctly. Yeah, you see at this point it hasn't loaded yet. But here it has. Which is a bit funny. And I'm an idiot. I'm creating the thumbnail before I'm loading the puzzle. Mystery solved. Okay. Mystery solved. So I think it's just working. We have these 3 lines. We have these 3 lines. Like that. And then detach it. So basically, to create a framework for generating thumbnails, we'll just have to make sure the page is loaded. And in fact, I think that's something we're going to do now, because we're going to need this a million different places, and it's always going to be a pain in the butt, right? So, that data handler's life cycle. If I do for resource loading setup, loading spinner, DOM, pages, data, DOM. What if we do thumbs here? E dot create thumb, and then we'll just async a function. Now the problem is we can't really load in a page in the middle of having another page loaded. Except we could. We could switch pages twice. I'm just thinking, is it okay to do a full... I mean, I don't necessarily have to do the full page load mechanism. And probably what we're gonna do is we're gonna preload that. So when the whole app starts, we'll just always do basically, you know, page dependencies kind of thing. So maybe we'll just, you know, do this sort of thing right now. All right. So we'll basically want to attach and detach the engine. And we'll want to do it without a special thing, without a special part, without a div or whatever on the page itself, right? So basically, instead of all of this, we'll want to do something like let pref thumb equals await SPSA app whatever yada yada. Dot create thumb, and then it'll be just puzzle data and aughts. Boom. Right, and then here we'll just output what we got back from that function, and then we'll basically kind of do this over here. Right? So that'll be puzzle data aughts. Right? And where is this? Like that. Okay. Where are we at? This is so noisy. Did I not save that here? Don't output all that spammy stuff. Width is not defined. Where's that? On afterload width. Oh. What that here? There we go. It returns something. How does that return something? I haven't written any code yet. Oh no, that's the puzzle data that's coming in. All right. So, yeah, if this dot puzzle engine. So the question is, do I need a separate element, or can I just attach the keep? Because okay, so we're presuming the page is loaded for now, and the keep page elements. This app element append keep HTML element. They're a new element. So we should be able to do something like this. Dot style dot visibility hidden. So we could, in theory, take the whole thing and just stuff it in there, right? Stuff it right into the thing, right? So let puzzle page equals this dot pages dot puzzle. So if I do this, right, that'll get us a puzzle page object over here. And then we can do this dot keep page L. Is that what I called it? Keep HTML element, all right? Keep HTML. I could also almost do this for all the pages anyways. Don't have that many of them. Page, create thumb, visibility hidden. Okay, so we should be able to just do, so we can do this dot, do we even need the app element? Well, might as well keep it contained. To be honest, it should actually be outside the app, right? Get app L. But for now, let's work within the constraints we've given ourselves. So where's the thumbnail? Here. So let app L equals. And then we'll do app L dot append child like this. And then app L dot. Is there a remove child? I mean, I can just remove it off the element itself. Remove child, yeah. We'll just do a remove child afterwards. So far so good, right? No crazy errors. So that's this part. Then we need that part. Then we need that part. And then we'll have our thumb, right? So we have our thumb here. We'll have our opts coming in here. Right? We have our puzzle data here. And then we can just return thumb here. What did I do? Wait, const thumb return. Oh, braced. Gone missing. Gone missing. Right. These, can they be up here? Probably not, because puzzle tools won't be defined yet, because it's all loaded dynamically, because I hate myself. Hey, Codec, how you doing? Focus, huh? Focus is a fickle mistress. Alright. So, that gets us the page. That gets us the element. We need both of them, so let's do that. Here we're attaching the engine element to the page. So it'll render. Then we load the puzzle. Create the thumbnail. We remove the elements. We return the thumbnail. Okay. And we can do that twice, and that shouldn't be a lot of overhead. So it shouldn't be a big deal to do this a second time. So if I do next thumb here, and then we'll do next puzzle data, and these should be two different ones, and then we can just stick them in there. Basically these two guys. And this guy. And maybe I can even smoothen it out and turn it into like a URL so we can actually show the page immediately. We'll see how it goes. Ah, dinner. I dream of dinner. All right, so we have previous thumb, next thumb, and boom. Okay. All of this to give the user a nice sort of visual, hey, this is where you're coming from, this is where you're going to, right? So, speaking of preview, we probably should literally do that. So the same way that the puzzle menu has something in here. Puzzle menu has these guys. Where is it? This guy, right? So if I take that, go to here, don't need that anymore. If I do this, like if I do whatever the hell this was, right? And then we'll do that. Okay, and I'll say rev thumb like that. And then instead of waiting for all of this, because now I know I don't have to do it here, right? Now the thing is, on after load happens surely after. Like the question is it generating the thumbnails before the loader is closed? Because surely the whole point on after load is that, oh no, after load is before the loader finishes. So we don't actually want to do that here. So we kind of want to do, on after load. On after load should really be on after load. So on before load is before all the, yeah. I almost feel like I need another one. Like on load complete. So we kind of want to do something like on load, whoa. I mean, on after load sounds like it's, that's exactly what this should be. On preload, on load, on post load. Maybe that's what we want. So on, if I rename on before load, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. But if I, how many of these do I have? If I just search for all of these, can I just search for these? Not that many. So if we do a Control H, no, Control F, no, oh, nothing happens. The hell was that? Just kind of froze up. Control F. If I do this and then change it to on preload, and I'll do replace with a small on. What happened? If I do this, no. Control Shift on before load, change it to on preload with a small o, replace. Yes. And then we'll do on after load, on post load, replace. Okay. And then we'll have a, no, actually on post load. This should be an on load. So what we're currently calling on post load should just become on load, right? And then this will become a new post load after the loader is hidden. And now nothing works. Probably. And I should, before I go on, I should really check that anything else still works. All right, that seems to work. Okay. So because now what we can do is we can move this stuff into on post load. We have onload here, but none of this actually... Well, actually, yeah, no, this is fine on load. And then on post load, which means after the loading spinner is gone, that's when we're gonna put in the, you know what I mean, the things. Okay. On post load, what does it look like? On post load, because probably we don't have the info available. We can do the same stuff here. We'll do that here. And because now, basically the idea is we can bring up the page with spinners, and then we'll replace them as the thumbnails get created. And the page just, boom, works. I mean, in the future, I might decide, I might fiddle with what's better. Show lots of data with spinners all over and then slowly fill it in, or let the user wait for a second and then bring everything in all at once, right? But it means now we can do here, we'll do next thumb, and we can get rid of these guys like that, and like that, right? Because in the future, hopefully, a lot of these images might already be cached. That's kind of the only reason I'm doing it like this. And I don't know when that caching is available or not. So we just want to show stuff, and then the caching gets updated, yada yada, right? And now these are called, what are they called? Are called prev thumb. So prev thumb dot src equals prev thumb, like that. And we want to do it like this. And then we'll do the same thing with next thumb. And then, nope, next thumb, not nest thumb. What the hell is that? Okay. And then we can get rid of these. And now, can I set property of null? Prev thumb, next thumb. Prev thumb, prev class. Oh. Whale. Like that. Boom, okay. And then up here we can do class equals right. I feel like I've done a whole stream just, but well, to be honest, the thumbnail thing it's something we need anyway, so I don't mind too much. We got to make them a bit smaller so we can actually see what's going on. And later on, we'll probably want to size them dynamically, so we kind of want to split the whole screen into halves, and then they'll have to be whatever size they'll need to be. But for now, we'll just make them some sort of fixed size. Right, and then we'll do margin. Are you kidding me? 0 auto. No. Wait. Display block. I mean, the design, layout, etc., yada yada. That's things for another day, right? And then we'll basically just like style it up, right? So we'll want to do something like this. We want to have a div here, a div here. No, not a div. DIC, like dictionary, just to be clear. And then here we want something like this. Puzzle completed. Right, and then here we'll have up next. Something like that, right? And I'll be like H2 text align center. Right? And then basically what previously we showed in the end of puzzle dialog, we want to put in here somehow, right? And we could do it in a couple of different ways. We could literally use the puzzle with the blur filter as backgrounds, right? And then kind of right on top. And then you could like have a little button to unhide it or whatever. Let us see for blurry thumbnails. Do we have the options for that built in? Because I have it in the app, and I think I have it in the new code, but I'm not 100% sure. So this is all under puzzle tools at the moment. Do we have the word blur anywhere? No. All right, in the other app, you know, the other app, thumbnailer, blur, 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 blurdy blur. Okay. So the blur gets applied to the SVG after the fact, right? And how exactly is it? Cell values, blur, blur, blur. URL filter, blur, 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 blur. Okay, so we have these two things. So puzzle to SVG, SVG to data. You're right. So we'll do a SVG equals. And since it's all for internal stuff, we don't have to worry too much about the file formats. We'll do as little conversion as possible. And thankfully the blur here is in SVG format anyways. Now, how do we get it in there? So blur style goes to here. So we're literally just injecting it like that. All right. Not super happy about it. But for now, I'm okay with doing it this way. So that just goes in the end of the thing. All right, fair enough, fair enough. All right. We have that, and that, and that. And to be honest, like all of this should really get ported into Puzzle Tools directly anyways. And for now, I guess we can just do it this way. Ah, no, but assignment to constant. Okay, well, yeah, that's not blurred. Let's also make it bigger, so when it happens, we'll know that it happens. Right now, I don't feel like I know. And blurred filter needs to be stuck in there as well. Wait, that's the thing. Okay, and the blur style, where does that go? Is that in like two different places? Wait, blur. Ah, it is two different things. All right. Which one are we doing here? We're doing that one, which we already have. And the other one is this one. And they're both done on the SVG, I guess. So we do this, get rid of these guys, and then this. Wait, that does make sense. SVG style close, SVG style close, SVG style. What? SVG. So they both go in inside the style tag, but why are they in different places? Create SVG with template, create SVG template. Oh. Oh, okay, we don't need both. Huh? This is weird. This goes in the... But they don't go both into the style. Okay, guys. See you later. By when should I be ready? All right. Like, send me a message. Sorry, I didn't see the other one. Okay, okay. So, what's going on here? Sorry, we've got a ping on Discord. Well, just with some settings, I happen to notice that you can change the UI color. Purple is the apparent default. Blue is giving me a different experience. It's a beautiful blue, hinting at teal. Thanks. Yeah. All right. Sign wants something. All right. Let's talk about the like feature. Okay. I am kind of befuddled. What's going on here? Both of them are affecting style, but in different places. SVG with template. Create SVG template. And I don't know. It's so strange though, because okay, this is SVG styling, but this is not. This is not CSS. Sorry, this is SVG. SVG style close. Oh, one is in front and one is behind. Clever. Okay. So that means we can do them together because this goes in front of it and this goes behind. And that's just that. Right. We don't need that and we don't need that. So if I do this, they're both blurred. Why do we get a bad loader thing going on here? If we don't do these, because it hits the bad thing, and apparently it takes that long to what am I saying? Interstitial. Here we go. Because it hits this and then gets to there. I think it needs to be the other way around. We'll just gotta put that in there. And then change it when we can't. I guess it was to avoid the flashing if. No, because the idea is that the puzzle icon will be cached. So we just refer to it. And then only if it doesn't exist do we fire up the thumbnailer and create it. Here we go. Okay. All right. Let us do that. Clean that up just a tad. Like that. Yeah. Let's demarcate that. So we know where to kind of mess with the flags down the line. And, well, you know what? We might as well. You can just say if pops.blur, then we'll do these things here. Boom. Right? And then these things can also live up there somewhere as a constant. So, c dot, boom. Yeah. C dot. Yeah. C dot. And that's my finger not on the right key. And where was I? Why are these always open? And then these are just C dot, just like, and C stands for constructor and P for prototype. And that's how I shorten this stuff. I'm so used to doing it that way that I sometimes forget that it might not be mega obvious what's going on here. And maybe these should be combined. Blur, 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 blur. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't need to mark that anymore. And now they are unblurred, but we'll do blur. No. Do we? Oh, because I said if we blur them, we could use them sort of as a background. Okay. But then we basically don't really want... We don't really want the spinner then either, right? Okay, so what I'm thinking right now is if I do ID equals rev puzzle, right? And then I'll say ID equals next puzzle. And then up here, class equal, because they might not be quite identical. Okay, for now, we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna hard code it in here. And we'll just do outline 5px dashed magenta. So that'll let us see where it is. We'll do width 100% and height. Width we won't even specify. Height we'll do 256px right now. And right now we'll just do the same for both. And then we can decide, like, because there's no reason for them to be symmetric. We'll be showing different, we're going to be showing different information for either one anyways, right? Let's hide this for a sec. And we'll hide that. And now we're just gonna use the images as background images. So instead of previous thumb, we'll get prev puzzle. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna do previous puzzle dot style dot background image like that equals URL like that. Nope, like that. Yes, like that. And then I guess we'll do the same thing down here with next puzzle and next thumb. Boom. And it doesn't seem to be working at all. Boom. Previous puzzle. Background image. Nada. Background image. We do this BG what do we get? BG nothing, and background image nothing. And the puzzle data itself, does that look, the puzzle URL, does that look alright? Ooh, is that not good enough for CSS? I don't know. So why don't we hard code it and test it out? So what if I say background image URL this and that, then here you just don't do one of them. Like that. Boom. What's the problem? Background image. Is that not escaped enough? Input error. What is wrong? Is it not escaped well enough? We could create object URLs, which would sidestep that problem. There's some characters in here it doesn't like as part of a CSS URL. Right, if I stick that in there, it's just going to tell me there's a problem, right? But it's not going to tell me what the problem is. Okay, what's the problem? Parse error, that's not very useful. CSS image URL encoding. I am encoding these, the SVG to data URI. URL data URI SVG encoding. I mean, there's a more complete encoding that I could do. MDN object URL. Create object URL. Is that synchronous? Okay, how do I use it? String containing URL representing the object given the parameter. Okay. Well, let thumb URL was thumb console.log URL. Now, I don't think this is gonna work. I am using it somewhere. I use it for blobs and such. JavaScript create object check URL from data URI. Really have to do all of this? Create object URL blob. Get blob. BB, not blob builder. No, there must be an easier way of doing that. Replace. Data URL. I have a feeling that I have something somewhere that does that already. Download file, sanitize image URL. Cannot use your code. Fetch with timeout URL. Method head. Verify that the link is indeed an image. Crisp. Fetch with timeout URL. Can I just... Can I just do that? Can I just do that? Like that. And just do that. Pages in response. Save error. Sanitize image URL. Get. Unenclosed. Oh, okay. That thing still doesn't work, right? Yum, 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 yum. Thumb URL. It looks like a blob URL. What if I do... If I just do this? Next thumb. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. I'll use it for now. There's probably a more elegant way of doing it. But it's okay for now. Yeah. No. Puzzle. Blur through. Boom. There we go. Okay, and then we can use CSS to manipulate. I was gonna say manipulate, menangle everything into the right spot. So if we do background height is 256px, background height, CSS background image height, background size, background size contain. Is that maybe all I need to do? Background repeat, no repeat, and then background alignment, background position, background position center. Hey, look at that. And then background alpha, background color, background CSS background alpha. Background opacity. Yeah, I guess we'll have to do that. Yeah. Puzzle info. So if I do that and then change that to puzzle info, but then we'll do a puzzle info before, right? And then the before will have content to make it exist. Position absolute top 0 left 0 width right 0 bottom 0 left right top left right top whatever. Okay, and then we'll do background. Oh, but then we're gonna have to no, we cannot change the background image from here. But what we can do potentially is background color red. No. Yeah, no. Because if I just put something in between, the other thing we could do is we could literally, because I have full control over here, right? So it's not like I'm gonna have a patterned background or something like that, you know. Wait, no, I'm okay with actually just overlaying something here. Background color red, puzzle info colon before content XX, position absolute, width 100%, right, 100%. I think we need to make position, yeah, position relative here. Position relative, position relative, position absolute, left top width height, background color red. If I have nothing in here, it doesn't take on any shape. After maybe? Before. Why is it not accepting the width and height here? Height. If I make this 100 pixels high. Nothing. CSS pseudo element full height. Width height doesn't work. Blue width height. Or brush relative absolute width height. Display. Change the display inline block for the width and height to take effect while maintaining inline formatting. I don't really need inline formatting. Position absolute. Oh wait, display block. Is that good enough? Okay, that's what I was missing. All right, and then probably left, right, yeah, yada would have worked. You know, top, bottom, etc. would have worked as well. Okay. So now what we can do is we can make this white, but with a certain opacity. So we can do something like FFF3, right? And then that'll get us a little fade on the background. Like that. Like that. Like that. And we'll make it 8. There we go. The weird thing is I'm not seeing the other stuff now, like the H1. Wouldn't the H1 be above that? Position absolute. Position absolute. Position like, it seems it's actually putting the title underneath it, which is weird. Before, after. Position. Absolute. Shouldn't absolute with top 0 put it right at the top? What am I misunderstanding here about absolute? Or what is the computer misunderstanding about absolute? So it's obviously putting it after that. But it's positioned. Oh. Unknown property name. Position. Wait. Is it not absolute? Oh my god, I misspelled position. That's hilarious. And the fact that it made it work is even more hilarious. That's just my luck, isn't it? Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so. Is puzzle completed faded now? Yes, because this is after. If I make it before, all the rest of the content will be on top of it. If I make this E instead of 8. Why is this on top of that now? Z index -1. But now it's behind the freaking. Oh, it should just work. Now, obviously, I can put everything in here. Like, I can do Z index 1, like that. And then make this Z index 0. Z index 10. But shouldn't that make the title sit at Z index whatever, right? Doesn't that match the title? Puzzle info asterisk should match the title. This should be Z index 10, but it's grayed out. Ugh. Also, am I getting this wrong? Somehow? I don't know. It's still working. Do I need to do anything else here? I'm seeing them using Z indexes a lot in what I'm looking at. Like, if this is a Z index 1, and this is a Z index -1, why does that work? Why is this both in front of this and behind this? It's between the background and the content somehow. Well, if it works, it works. Still works. If it works, it works. All right. All right. We can fiddle with how we want to do that down the line, because now we could say something like calc 250 plus 2 RAM, right? Would that just make the content bigger? What if I say padding 1 RAM? Margin 1 RAM. And get rid of that. Because I'm just thinking like, hey, if I'd have to fix position that. Padding. Let's do this 256px for now. Okay. All right. Wasting too much time here. Let's move on. So the next bit we care about is to bring back the information we had on the dialogue. So if I go back up here, handle show dialog correct. So it's this bitty here. So I guess the nice thing now is we can just statically format that into here. Instead of that, we can say something like that. Oh geesh. Oh geesh. All right. Class equals puzzle time. Right. Then here we'll do span ID equals puzzle time. And we'll just have something like 0, 0, 0. Right. And then we want to just style all of that and get rid of all of that. And then for now, just gonna get rid of that as well. And we'll do that. And then here, not sure what happened here. How any of that works is a mystery to me. All right, puzzle time. And we'll just have some little bitties in here, something like that, right? White space pre text align center margin 1. Why is this over on the left? I don't know. Is that something to do with the emoji? Margin text align center. All right, don't question it. Don't question it. Move on. You're making a quick prototype here. Ugh. All right. So that's kind of the sort of thing we want to fill in here. The problem is, right, the time... I was going to say the time isn't available here. But that's kind of part of it, right? We need to make the time available. So there's two ways of making the time available. We can load the puzzle in and show the time. Or we can store the time when we finish the puzzle. But right now I'm not persisting data. So do I want to load the puzzle? Do I want to load the puzzle? Yeah, I think we kind of do want to do that. Load puzzle. Load puzzle background. Right. So basically, kind of something along these lines. Load puzzle background, puzzle page, puzzle update. We'll do this if yeah, I haven't actually done the whole parent. Is it parent or parent element? It's document.body.parent element. Yeah, okay, good enough for me. Parent element. And then we'll just do this dot yada yada yada. Puzzle page, app element. So we kinda do this. Wait. And then it kind of does this. Puzzle data. Right. Puzzle, and then that's remove puzzle engine. And then for that, we kind of just do this, but we also need to prime it. Puzzle page, keep HTML element, like that. And then we'll just do wait with this dot remove puzzle engine. So we'll do this, not this, not this, not this, but this. Does that work? Parent element somewhere? No, yada yada. So we kind of just... We'll just do this if that isn't a thing, right? So if undefined equals that, only then do we do that. Right? And the app_l, are we using it anywhere else in here? No. Get rid of that. Boom. Puzzle page. Do we use that anywhere else? Only in our logging here. So, well, fine. Node can't be removed is not a child of this node. Remove puzzle engine. So, console.warn, remove puzzle engine, load puzzle background. That's our background puzzle loader. Remove puzzle engine. Dumb section. Remove child is not a thing. So console.log. Right, and we also want to log this out. And dot parent element. So remove puzzle engine. Parent element is null. How is that possible? What about here? Here it isn't null, but here it is. Remove puzzle engine. Remove child. I'm not removing it anywhere else, am I? This is bizarro. And create thumb. I don't like this mystery. Probably because we're doing it twice. So where do we create? So we have a thumbnail here. And we do a load puzzle background. Right. We have a bunch of awaits in here. And then we have a remove puzzle engine, which is async as well, but we're not actually doing anything async in here. Keep HTML element, keep HTML parent element. Remove puzzle engine. So if I do this, and I'll do this, just to keep it super row generico. We'll do that here, here, and here, and finally here. So we'll have a bunch of these, and they're gonna start failing somewhere. Unless they fail earlier. Okay. Load puzzle page background. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3. Puzzle page. This dot pages dot puzzle page. How is that not a thing? This dot pages dot puzzle. God damn it. Puzzle page. No, I get it. I get it. All right. So, keep HTML element parent element is null. We'll do an append child. And then after the append child, so load puzzle background happens here. It is still null. Parent node. This is a little bizarro. What's going on here? What's going on here? So load puzzle background. No. Parent node. Let's exclude this here for a sec. So load puzzle background. Parent null. So parent element, oh, because null. And then afterwards it's null again, right? So null, yada yada. And then remove happens. So we should have load puzzle background, remove puzzle engine. All right, that's fine. I don't care that it's running twice here. We can always optimize it later. Sheesh, what a mess. What a mess. I confuse myself so easy. So load puzzle, remove puzzle engine. Create thumb. Okay, get rid of the warns. Actually, get rid of these altogether. All right. So all I did was pull this code out of here, make it separate. So now this is like getting super simple. So we create the SVG, we add the blur, create the thumbnail, remove the engine, and we return the thumbnail. Now, this we can use elsewhere, namely here, and then we can do this after. And we can use it anywhere where we want to pull some puzzle into the engine, basically, right? And in fact, we're probably also going to use it for actually playing the puzzle. Except, maybe not, because obviously we want the engine itself to be visible here. One day I'll make the engine so I can run multiple instances on the page. That's the holy grail, but that's going to take a little bit of work. It's not difficult in principle, it's just difficult in practice. All right. At this point, puzzle, we can do framework.app.timer even, actually. That's what we want to look at, right? No. Boom. Okay. And then we can probably optimize all of this anyways, because we're loading the same thing twice. Yeah. All right. Well, by principle, I mean there's nothing in the code that would conflict with itself. It's just that somewhere along the lines, I kind of rushed and I started tying the UI into the code. So some of the code right now depends on the DOM, which means you cannot have two copies running, right? But those dependencies aren't by design. They're just sort of by accident. And they're removable. It's just a little bit of legwork, you know? Right. Is my stream frozen? Because it... Oh, no. That was just me looking down and focusing like an idiot. Okay. So, where are we at? Do we have access to the timer? Right now, we have a whole bunch of spamminess going on, and I can't see anything from the logs here. We can probably get rid of all of this. All right, timer. So timer.elapsed time, right? Timer.elapsed time and timer elapsed time. We have a timer formatty thing going on as well. So find elapsed time. Timer.format elapsed time. Here we go. Ooh, shoot. Slow down. So we should be able to do that. Right. And we should do that with the page element here. So we should do something like document.query select. Did I not make a helper for that up here somewhere? Set HTML maybe? Can I just use set HTML? Does set HTML do anything crazy? Get content element in HTML is area HTML. So I probably can just do that. Set HTML. I'm not using. Oh, I am using it. Okay. So if I do this, and then this. Like that. We'll probably just want to do const app timer elapsed time post framework like that. Do I have a guarantee that framework.app is loaded at this point? Yes. Yes. Okay. So, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. And we can run that. And it still breaks. Inner HTML. Puzzle time. Puzzle time. Does puzzle time not exist? Close the wrong file. Does puzzle time not exist? Get content. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. Data content equals puzzle time. That work. Data content puzzle time. Data content. Data content. Data content. Data content. It should work in theory. Puzzle time. Oh, no hash then. Still broken. Still broken because somehow that space disappeared. Great. All right, 5 minutes. Fair enough. I probably felt it. I probably cheated filling that in, right? Okay. 00 at the beginning. Is that what we want? Your time. If I get rid of that. Your time 00. Is that what we want? Is that what happens if I just open any old puzzle? Hey guys, back already? Hey Pooch. Oh, he's looking at... Toby, you don't like it that I'm still at the computer, eh? Alright, I'm gonna wind down now, okay? Sorry guys, my dog is calling. I need to wind down the stream soon. Hey guys. Oh, Kodak, you're cheating. You're just typing the name. I have to pronounce it. Acantha Rain. Magic behind the scenes. Oh, magic. I wish. Magic would make all of this so much easier. So, okay, I am double digiting the minutes there. I don't know why, actually. All right, let's not focus on that. Okay, so we've got some time. We've got the time. The next step is we want some sort of puzzle hat stand-in sort of thing, right? Where is the thingamajig here? Okay, and this is now where we're gonna start pulling in the messages as well. And not just the part-time. We'll probably want to do something. Okay, let's get rid of that for a second. Let us call this the post message. Post text? What did I call it? Part-time's post text. All right, so let's just say post text. And then I got that. And puzzle, I think, is puzzle info. Right. Bar text, yada yada. We're getting that from puzzle. And then we can do puzzle time, post text, post text. Right? Why is it all the way over there? This is so strange. Oh, why is it called puzzle time as well? Yeah, what did I do to puzzle time? Maybe because of the white space pre thing? For now, we don't actually need any of that. We're just gonna do that. Maybe. Nah. Why is that? You know what? Actually, because we might actually use it more than once. What am I doing? There's something about the emoji, I think, which is gonna stop me from centering it. I think. Maybe not. So if I do this... Oh, we kind of just do that as well. for now. And we can do something like margin 0.5 rem. I don't think I can have a space there. Yeah. The background, man. Can I do this? Maybe. Maybe. And margin 1 rem. Boom. All right. And then we'll do a third one here. Par text. Par text. Par text. And we'll just do the same sort of thing. So I just grabbed something, part-time message, yada yada. Post part-time message. Part-time. Part-time. We need to actually find the part-time. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's what we're here for. Then we'll just do part-time. Part-time.message. And then we'll style it in the CSS on the page itself. I think that should work. Save time and not what? Solve time. Yeah. The solve time we are grabbing here. Right. So solve time is elapsed time. Elapsed time. Elapsed time. What do we got? What do we got? We got a part-time. We have a part-time dot message. We have part-time as our selector. And we changed to part text. Okay, fair enough. All right, awesome, and blah, 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 you get a hat. Okay, so we've got the information here. That's all I care about right now. It's a theoretical exercise. And we also want to fill in next puzzle stuff. So, So let's just do that. Up next, and then maybe up next shouldn't be here, but maybe up next should be in between, something like this. Div class equals up next. Up next. Something like this. Up next. Margin 0.5 rem. So we'll just have a little thing here. And then HT. And what if we put this one here and then make this data content equals ref title, and then we'll have something similar for next title here. So we'll have something like this, next title, and we'll make this actually an H2 for no apparent reason. And then here we'll do, no, not this. We'll grab something like this. We'll say next title is puzzle.title. Right. Puzzle completed. Puzzle is puzzle ID. Oh. What? Oh. Wait a second. What? Group ID, puzzle ID. Group ID. Group 1, puzzle 1, 1. Get puzzle. Puzzle ID. So puzzle Ah, no, puzzle is here. Author, title, Toby. And that's next. Next puzzle. No, so, okay, that's Prev title. And then next title. And let's just do these in order. Next title is next puzzle.title. So it should be Toby here. Demo puzzle 1.2 there. Under up next. And then are these... Oh, I left these as H2s. Puzzle completed. So maybe these aren't H2s then. Class equals completed. Class equals up next. Okay, so we have up next, and we have completed, and I think completed, and I think they're basically going to be the same styling, right? So we kind of need to align them. Next, align center. Puzzle completed. Up next. And margin is actually going to be a little bit different. 1 rem 0. So 0.5, 2 rem. So that's not it. So 2.500 0. Because there's a margin around this. Maybe we'll figure that out. Where's that 2? It's purely above, and then this has a 0.5 around it. Or something, I don't know. Oh, what's this? This has heading there, margin there. All right, we got to figure that out. It's a little bit of a mess. If I can keep all that text on top of the puzzle, I guess what I want is this. Width. Just to keep it, like, if I can keep the output in a square visual, and then I'll do margin auto to keep it centered. And then actually I don't want the margin. I want it 0 auto. And then this will be 1 rem like that. 4.5. Like that. And then maybe 1.5 here. Make it a little bit more compact. So people don't have to scroll as much. And then interstitial we don't actually need. We can just get rid of that. And maybe the puzzle completed should be... Maybe that should be our H1, right? Because that's what this screen is all about, right? It's puzzle completed, and then up next. And then we can do up next, font, size. Maybe we don't do completed at all here. Just leave it be on its regular styling. And then this is up next. And then we get a font size. Font size. 5. Okay, I think I'm getting tired and I can't type anymore, so it's probably time to wind it down. Okay. And that's way too big. All right. Up next, demo puzzle 1.2. And now I'm thinking, do we want... yeah, and now we got to look at the pre-text, just like we did the other thingamajig, right? So we'll have post-text here, and then we'll have pre-text here. So we'll do pre-text here. And then we'll just fill that in, just like the other ones. So pre-text comes from next puzzle dot pre-text. Okay. And then maybe we'll do next author. Next puzzle dot, whoops. author. So that will obviously be an error, but now we can do something like this. And we can do something like by, like that, right? And then we kind of, you know, the rest is formatting, yada, yada, yada. Pretext. Guess it goes into the same category of things. Yeah. And then pretext probably will have its own little special styling. I'm not a stylist or designer or any of that stuff. Hey Brimster, how you doing? Tells me maybe leader of the neutrals. All I know is good luck with your recording. Always looking forward to your videos. All right. And I guess we'll put a button to continue. I guess that's the thing that's missing right now. Button continue. Right? And then from here, button. Why is this on the left? Margin 0 auto. Is that gonna work? No. And no. Is this button? This is in a weird position. Margin 0 padding. Margin. But relative to what? Shouldn't that be centered now? Position. No. Display block. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was an inline block before. Display block. Boom. And, you know. Size. Inherit. How do we reset the button style? Yeah, I need to sort out like overall styles and whatnot. Line height. Oh my god. I lost the ability to type. Oh god, it's falling apart, guys. It's falling apart. This is supposed to spell height. Inherit. That makes sense. 1 rem, 1.5 rem, not 15, 1.5, and then height auto. Height, 2 rem, 1.5. Does that make sense here? Make it 2. Why are the buttons so big? All right. Wasting too much time here. 1 rem auto. Boom. Okay. And then we'll just make this data content continue. So then here we should be able to use get content element. Get content element. Continue. And then we should be able to add an event listener to that. Does that get us the button? Not sure. Not sure. On before unload. Identify dialog. We don't really need to run that or see that. Here. These kind of should migrate into the app as well. These kind of helper functions, because they're probably going to be useful in a couple of different places, especially if we're going to start messing around with running the engine from different pages. Okay, here's our continue button. So we really just want to do add event listener handle continue like that. And then we can just do Oh yeah, and these we don't need now. Async function. Right. Can just do that here. Like that. If I click on that now, add event listener. Isn't that an element? Add event listener. Only one present. Oh, click. And come on. Boom. All right, that gets us the continue button. And now we actually need to continue, right? So we want to do so this dot next puzzle equals that, right? And that should basically just do the, console location, yada yada, right? So, or can I just navigate via, let's just do that. Console.location equals, Ash, little girl, don't say a word. No, how does it go? Anyway, it's a Metallica song. Console location. I don't know what's going on in my head right now, but as you can imagine, I'm not doing anything sensible. And this should be puzzle dash puzzle dash. All right, so boom. And that's not the next puzzle. That's the current puzzle. Two. All right, we have next puzzle up here. Load puzzle background. Oh, yeah, okay. Basically, here we want next puzzle dot group. Next puzzle dot. Oh no, we don't have the group here. So next puzzle is this. Next puzzle, get next in group. Oh, the group has to be the same, right? So we can just do this group ID dash next puzzle dot group, next puzzle dot what? Next puzzle dot ID. Okay. Yeah. Abort it. It doesn't like it. Because I forgot the end quote. Here we go. So we go back. We go here. We finish it. It's not taking us to the interstitial now. Why not? It takes us there after I press continue. Okay, and then I go here and it goes there. Okay, so that's the last thing actually we need to do before I can finish the stream. We want to go straight to the continue screen instead of the dialogue. So, Page Puzzle has a dialogue where I'm currently hijacking it, the continue button to go here. But now, instead of showing the dialogue, we want to go straight there. So show dialogue correct. We actually want to go all the way to closing the dialogue. And then instead of opening a dialogue, instead of doing all of this stuff here, we're basically not going to do any of this at all. We're just going to kill the dialogue. And then we're going to go here. That's it, right? So if I go here, go there, good, finish the puzzle, we go to the interstitial and everything breaks. Not entirely unexpected. Is there something else that normally would happen here? Page puzzle on load. On before unload. Wait. Page puzzle unload. 210. 210 backlink. So the backlink thing doesn't work on this load handler. Why did it work before though? That's a weird. That's a wee little weirdiness. Huh? That's strange, right? Did you guys just see there was something weird going on in that URL? If I do this puzzle ID SCF. So we've entered on before unload, page load interstitial. We're doing the dependency loading. Puzzle backlink is null twice. Unload is called twice. On before unload. Okay, I think there's some overlap because is it because so if I'm waiting for a button press, there's some async stuff happening, right? So if I do a set timeout and then just wait a moment and then just say, okay, wait half a second, right? Did that fix it? If I go back, right? Finish the page, boom. That works, okay. That probably needs to be smoothed out and tested a lot to make sure I'm not doing something funky. But in principle, this is kind of what I want. So you play a puzzle, you finish it. And for the interstitial, ideally, we don't have to wait very long for the loading. I have to see exactly what the loading screen there does. Or in general, like, instead of loading, have the previous screen on. I think I want to have a dual display version, like 2 views. Just 2 divs, load stuff into the 2 divs, so the next page goes into one, and then we just slide them over. So we can kind of avoid these loading screens as much as possible. Yeah. And then if I press continue, it breaks. And I'm guessing this is, yeah, part of the remove puzzle engine stuff that I've shoehorned in there. And I'm not surprised that that's going to be a little wonky right now. Because right now, remove puzzle engine should always be paired with a load puzzle background. But it should also be robust. And it's interesting that, so I think the easiest to do is just do this. Because that'll always work, right? Now we can continue. And I go back here, go here, finish the puzzle, start puzzle. Wait, no. Why is there a start puzzle dialog? That's what's weird. I've been ignoring it, but yeah, why is it giving us start puzzle dialog? All right, we definitely have a bunch of stuff we still need to figure out there. Because the start puzzle dialog, we cannot have that happen, obviously, with background loading puzzles. And I don't understand why before it wasn't working. So there's some... Sorry, why before it was working. And it should have been showing. So there's some sort of weird interaction, or the dialog was being closed immediately or anything like that. And in fact, I'm wondering what happens here, what the timing is like. So because we have show dialog start. Now, show dialog start is not part of this. Show dialog start. That's part of the puzzle page. But we are running in, yeah, we are going through this page loading mechanism, right? No, we're not. Or are we? If I do this. Here we are, and there it doesn't load, which is very strange. And now I've lost my puzzle state here. Okay, I think I can fix that. If I do this and this, and it takes me there. Yeah, I don't know if I like it. Maybe it needs to be a dialogue after all. I mean, the dialogue can look different, like it can overlay most of the screen. But the change is, I don't know, it feels strangely jarring. But maybe that's just a question of like having some sort of animation or something to cover up, so it's not jarring. It's just a visual thing, right? So in principle, maybe this works. But the state of the puzzle didn't get saved. The thumbnail, like there's so many glitchy things going on here. So if I'm gonna go down this route, I definitely need to spend a bit of time to bulletproof this, because if I just try to patch up the glitches, it's gonna give me so many headaches. And I've done that with the other app, and I don't want to do that again. And I guess that's okay. Or do we want to then skip past the start puzzle? We probably want to skip past that dialogue actually on continue as well. So we definitely need to get better control of these dialogues. And I think we're kind of doing that here, right? No pause and start true. No pause and start true. So it should... Oh, but then I'm forcing the dialogue, right? Yeah, we don't want that. So we also need to see on the first puzzle, do we want to skip this? Or do we want to show that if we're going straight into the puzzle, not transitioning through the other parts? All right. Yeah, this is a big change, and it's like a major feature, I think. So it's okay to spend a bit of extra time. Like, I shouldn't expect to sort it out in one, 3-hour stream or whatever. So I was like panicking, like, oh, I thought I was gonna get much more done I haven't even got the interstitial working, But I think I've done a lot of other things like on the fly, like the thumbnail rendering, all this stuff. So it's okay. I think we're okay. All right. That being said, I have messages piling up, so I gotta check those out. And I definitely need to find a way to work on this, not just in the freaking streams. This is supposed to be full time, but like the last 2 weeks, I've been getting up at 7 and just like two loads of messages and then dealing with people requests all day long, basically for 2 weeks straight, and dealing with some issues on the server and some new features that were going out, like the like feature and the auto short ID stuff, kind of to try to get the analytics to work properly and cleanly and not losing data. Like, what the heck? This looks like there's a missing puzzle on this day, and this was the missing puzzle from last week. Let's have a look at the like stuff. So we should have a solve to like ratio now. Of course, that's only really relevant for like more recent timelines, but the likes are starting to come in. And I think on this view, no, there is a view, and I don't know which one. Maybe likes itself, where it actually gives me the CR. I guess that's the clicks through ratio per puzzle. So I can go down here and say, okay, 3.7%. The thing is, it's not 3.7% of people who solved the puzzle. I think it's 3.7 people who visited that puzzle. So these ratios aren't really that great. But maybe an implication. And of course, the fewer people play a puzzle, the higher the like ratios initially will be, because it's more likely that it'll be testers and friends of the setter and so on that solving the puzzle. So I need to kind of get a handle on what these numbers mean. Like, is 11 likes and 8.5% better or worse than 3% with 100 likes? What's more important, the absolute numbers? Anyway, but overall, to combining that with the puzzle play times and so on, kind of looking at the time on page stuff here. Oh, that's a long one, that's a short one. Like, I've already found for myself that looking at shorter puzzles, I'm more likely to find puzzles I like. So there's definitely some combinations of these numbers that should enable it, the system, to kind of surface puzzles that are suitable for a particular solver, So errors are actually fewer than I thought. I thought there'd be more. But like, a couple of errored pages per hour, it's really... And most of the pages work, so it's like maybe some timeout on the client side or something. All right, anyway, not what we were doing today. So I'm gonna have some work cut out tomorrow to clean this all up before I can push anything here. I think it's a little bit of a mess, but we'll get there. Yeah, and to be honest, the feature is out right now as a sort of more as a technical test to make sure everything is kind of working, nothing is breaking. It definitely needs a redesign how the user interface works and all that stuff. So in the moment, it's just like collecting a bit of data to see does it make sense at all? Like, is there something I can say? And right now, I obviously don't have enough data yet, but maybe in a week or two, I can say, okay, let's compare puzzles relative to each other, relative to their own play numbers, and then see if we need a factor for, like, I could imagine that puzzles that are equally liked might have different like ratios depending on if it's like a 100 solver puzzle versus 1,000 versus a 10,000 solver puzzle, right? So, for example, it'll be interesting to check a puzzle over time if the like ratio changes significantly between, like every 100 new solves, does the like ratio go up or down, or does it stay consistent no matter how many people play a puzzle? Because I have a suspicion that the more people play a puzzle, the lower overall the like ratio goes, because of all the people not liking a puzzle, a huge section might like the puzzle. Like how many of those people are people who deliberately didn't press the button versus didn't see it, didn't know about it, forgot, etc., right? It'll be an interesting algorithmic challenge. But yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot for hanging out. There were some changes on the Patreon. I just want to mention it. Is I created a pro tier at, I think it's 10 euros, and a sponsor tier 30. And the 30 euros is mostly like for people who, there are some issues with people who are supporting me at that level already, but they wanted to go into the pro tier, and then it kind of screwed them over because they couldn't set their own amount. And I have a few big supporters at 50 euros, so I probably have to make a tier for them as well. And the pro tier, that's going to be sort of a grab bag of all the features where right now I'm kind of behind the scenes helping specific setters and people who are like making books based on my app or using it for their commercial projects, etc. So there's some features I'm giving them, like you've probably seen the labeled short IDs, with custom prefixes and all that. So the pro tier is where that stuff goes, and I'm gonna work on some basic editing, like I'm getting so many requests of updating rules, text, and so on, and updating puzzles before videos go live and all this stuff. So it's gonna be relevant mostly for people already supporting me at that level. So it's not really a money thing. But it's a way for me to then sort of organize these people and kind of limit it, so I don't just have hundreds of people yelling at me from all directions, because I'm very bad on focus. So if everybody yells at me, I'm just going to try to do a million things at the same time, and then I get nothing done. So it's going to be for that kind of thing. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, Kodak. Always nice to see you around. Yeah. And for testing as well, like I need a whole bunch of stuff, like the auto short IDs. I need a way of collating multiple IDs that represent the same puzzle. And in the future, I want to do redirect things. So you should be able to go in there and say, okay, I've been building this puzzle. I've now created 10 IDs while I built this puzzle. Some of them are with testers. Then I made some changes. And now here's the final one with codec in the prefix. But I want now all the other IDs to forward to the main one. So if I used one of them somewhere in the past, or links exists on a web page somewhere, the data isn't split, and I can get my likes all on the same puzzle, and any updates in the future I'm making on the old URLs are actually updated automatically because it's a redirect and all this sort of thing, right? So there needs to be a place for a pro member to go in, and I have sort of a mini API there, so there's a way of kind of authenticating them so other people can't mess with their puzzles, But right now, like, the idea is that the random ID puzzles don't have that support, because I don't have any proof that any particular person owns that puzzle, right? So I can't let people just delete and modify those. But of course, in the long run, I also need to kind of clean it. Like, I have 20,000 puzzles in the list now, and there were 10,000 in the list like a week ago. So I need to be able to say, okay, hey, this puzzle was created. Nobody ever accessed it ever. And after 3 months, I'll just remove it and things like that, Anyway, it's gonna go on my to-do list of 100,000 items that I'm starting to work on. It's one of them. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Take care. Oh yeah, patreon.com/SvenCodes in case you're interested. The support is what keeps me going. And I don't mean that financially only. I had some tough days, and then I get an email about a new patron, and it kind of makes the whole day work out. So the money is multiplied 1,000-fold because it makes me a lot happier than just the monetary value. It shows that the work I'm doing matters to people, and that's kind of why I do it. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. and see you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. And now go watch Bramster. No, he's recording. Watch Setamath is usually streaming around this time, right? So go over and check out Setamath. Bye.